anything could happen.
And we've just got the countdown from RaceBot here, and we are going to be getting going. And it looks like we are going to be getting our time sinks here in a minute. But it looks like we're starting in the desert already, which is very, very interesting to say the least. It looks like we already have a bit of a route divergence here. We've got a potion shop early on in the desert cave where jkoper is heading up to the first set of Armos items, and he's rewarded with the Armos item almost immediately, but it is the book.
Oh, that is not a good find.
All right, so now that we've got all that out of the way, we see Dr. Jason Kimball, or DJK as I'll here to refer to him as because it's so much easier to say, making his way to the same sort of area that jkoper was making his way into. But Koper has found a level here.
Looks like 5.
5 is definitely the one that makes the most sense to me as well, just based off of map positioning. And we've already got a bomb upgrade being located, but that is about it.
Very expensive one. It'll be interesting to see, though, if he does end up getting one of those big rupee secrets, he could go back and take it. I've seen that in a couple of races recently, actually. And it can be a really good find early if you have the money for it.
Absolutely. DJK has also found another level here, and I'm not even going to bother predicting what level it's going to be. I'm just going to let his awesome tracker figure it out for me.
Oh, yeah, look at that. He does have the outline of 2 there on his stream. Can't probably see that on the main stream, but we see that on live streamer.
Yeah, absolutely. But can confirm it is now, in fact, level 2. And for those of you who've never seen it before, once you're done watching us here over on Jamie Moore's channel, go ahead and go back to Dr. Jason Kimball's channel and watch the VOD, simply so you can see this magnificent tracker of his in action. It is glorious.
Yeah, that's really neat. I really like that. Seeing him cycle through these take-any roads now. And they're all kind of clumped up in the north, mostly. I would miss the Spectacle Rock area, which is a decent one to have.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime you can get in any road that takes you to Death Mountain is always good. And we also have got the location of the magical sword there on jkoper's side. It's on that sort of transition screen that you would use to do the Lost Hills clip to get to level 5.
Yes. That could end up being an inconvenient place to come back to. And we do see one of these big secrets now, 106 rupees in vanilla level 5 for jkoper. Was not quite enough to get that bomb upgrade, though. He'd still need about 10 more rupees, I think.
Yeah, but at this point, he's definitely not looking to go back and pick up a bomb upgrade. He's more likely looking to buy, arrows, perhaps, maybe the meat. Because we're still looking for a sword here.
Candle. Candle is probably what, he would want first.
So we've got a sort of long hint there, or community hint for Dr. Jason Kimball as he leaves Vanilla level 1. He's going to opt to up A because he's only 2 screens away from Vanilla level 1, and it looks like he was doing that so he could get a health refill. So that's actually not a bad idea, all things considered. Now it looks like he's going to be wrapping his way over towards the graveyard section of Hyrule.
Yeah, it's really important. I've tried to take this into consideration more often, is that dying on the overworld, like early especially, is really bad, and you want to avoid it. I mean, that's obvious, but it's a really big waste of time that if the other player doesn't waste that time, then you're just behind them the whole way. It's really important not to die.
Yeah, absolutely. And this one, not necessarily as much as some of the other seeds we've seen, but with the start screen shuffle, dying on the overworld can be a huge time loss. This one's sort of right in the middle of Hyrule, so it's not that bad.
Yeah, the starting location is nice and central, so upping allows you to kind of backtrack and take another route quickly, just because there's a lot of different ways that it branches out. But if you end up in that northwest corner of Death Mountain, or you end up in the southwest corner of Dead Woods, those are like really bad places to be.
Yeah, but we do finally have our sword being found. The first one to find it is Dr. Jason Kimball.
Vanilla
and it's at
level 6.
Vanilla level 6, so jkoper is probably going to be finding that for a while. But as we've seen through not just jkoper in this tournament, but some of the other speedruns that jkoper has done, if there is anybody in this tournament who can go for long periods of time without a sword, it's jkoper.
That's right. He is very good at running swordless runs of this game. But that is a big victory for Dr. Jason Kimball here, because that is a location that jkoper might not visit right away.
Yeah, especially considering where the start screen is located, it makes the most sense to sort of do a lot of exploring, especially around the forest for jkoper, because he does have a candle, which is something I'm not used to him having this early in a race. What does jkoper have a candle early for?
Yeah, I don't know. But he is probably going to explore this forest area.
Now, jkoper has come across level 2. And we do have the Dark Nuts set in here. So unfortunately, his candle not going to be too much of use against the Dark Nuts. It will allow him to kill some Gibdos, though.
The old man does inform him.
All right, so we've got some minor technical difficulties happening right now. So please bear with us. We are going to be doing our best to get you back to the live Zelda action video. But as it is, we will tell you what we see going on currently. jkoper making his way through level 2, using the candle to kill some Zols, and lucky him, these Zols are either 0 or 1 HP. So they are not going to split into their gel counterparts, which means any weapon that jkoper has, save for maybe the boomerangs, depending, will get him items off of a Zol.
It's interesting. I was trying to figure out. The old man told him to get the heck out of here, you nerd. And I thought he was going to, because he obeyed. But then he went right back there anyway. And I don't really know why. Is he refilling his health?
Not a clue. But also in the span of time, DJK managed to get himself a candle, and he also found a large secret, which is 106 rupees.
And we saw jkoper buy a hint, and it was a community hint.
Now, the interesting thing you see there is jkoper, of course, coming across the Take Any roads. And because jkoper is playing as the merchant, Link is going to be the one guarding the Any roads here. Oh, look at that coast item. We have found the bow. It is sitting on the coast of Hyrule.
It's a good item to see on the coast there.
Yes, DJK did, in fact, get the candle from a Take Anyone You Want.
Yeah, I didn't see exactly where that was, but I did see that it was a Take Any cave. Which I think at this point is a good decision on his part.
Oh, look at that.
Even
DJ
though
K taking the book.
He took the... Wow, did he mean to do
took
that?
the book!
I don't know if he meant to do that. That might have been a mistake. But hey, he's got the book now. So you're welcome, Lizzie.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, the only time I take the book is either by accident or if it's in the way. Like, sometimes you'll see this in level 1, where the book will be sitting out in the open and you have to walk through it because it's like the NSU room or something like that. I have taken the book once for that reason, but that is about it.
Yeah, I definitely understand what you're saying. I've seen the book spawn on top of people as well. So that's also another reason.
Oh, yes, that does happen, yeah.
That does happen. And jkoper, they're finding Take Anyone You Want at vanilla level 2. So that's where we can assume DJK got his candle from. He has found a question mark level there.
Yes, I think so.
But the one we have determined is level 5.
I think it was I think it was the right decision to take the candle there because he's seen a fair number of spots and doesn't have a candle yet. Even though jkoper was able to buy one at a shop eventually, Jason Kimball isn't necessarily going to think that he's going to find one anytime soon. So better to get that now and be able to start clearing the forest spaces, because there's quite a few screens all clumped up together there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And especially when your starting screen is so close to the forest, having a way to actually burn them is nice.
That's definitely true, yeah. So we're seeing Jason Kimball exploring 5 now. Finds the passageway. So hopefully the item will not be far behind.
Yeah, we also have got a compass acquired there on DJK's side, so he knows exactly where he has to go to
That's right.
pick up the Triforce, of course. Not mean to rhyme there with Triforce, of course, but we are going to make our way a little bit farther into the level here to see if we can acquire some sort of item that might help us. We already know it's not going to be the book because we've already found that literary monstrosity.
That's right. Now this is a good dungeon to explore early because of this Goriah set. And also I was going to say because level 5 has a lot of key drops, but because we're in the Elite 8 flags, the flag for randomized dungeon rooms is on, which means that rooms are shuffled across dungeons, which means that item drops also are. So there aren't necessarily going to be a lot of keys here. That is, however, an important consideration this early in the game.
Oh yeah, absolutely there, and that's an interesting room there that you see. This sort of hyphen room with the traps in them. It's always fun to see rooms like this, especially if you're playing like the, the one-hit KO seeds, because if you don't have a ladder, you're not getting through that room.
And actually, it does seem that DJK is finding a lot of keys in 5, which is good news for him. I know the pain of not being able to find keys. It's bad. We've got a white sword find.
Yeah, that is a huge find for jkoper.
That is an amazing pickup for jkoper.
Yes, it is.
He is not going to need that wood sword anymore. He now has the white sword.
Yeah, that's absolutely insane. Getting that early white sword.
And he is in level 1 as well, so he's going to find another item.
Yeah, that's just phenomenal. That gives jkoper a huge advantage here. Now, of course, it's going to be an easy find for DJK as well, but the longer it goes where jkoper hasn't found, DJK hasn't found level 1, the bigger of an advantage it's going to give jkoper here.
Yeah, that offensive firepower boost from the white sword speeds a lot of combat up. That is a really big find. And the white sword always seems like it gets shuffled somewhere stupid when white sword is allowed to be shuffled. It always seems like it goes to level 9 or something. And that's probably because it's not a required item for anything. So it can be shuffled to level 9, which means it often does.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of something stupid, the other something stupid we're seeing here is, oh my god, did you see the HP on those ropes?
Yeah, those are tough. Ropes are interesting because they're really not that hard to fight if they only take 1 hit to kill. But if they take more than 1 hit to kill, they suddenly become really difficult to wrangle. I mean, not more difficult than Wizards or Dark Knights or whatever, but it becomes a pain. It becomes interesting to see how these enemies change when they get more HP.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's always an interesting thing to find as well with the super ropes, because they'll still charge at you. So with things like super ropes, it makes an item like the red candle much better, because you can just constantly sit there and spam it. And speaking of things you can sit there and spam, if you're really bored, you can sit there and spam the recorder that jkoper just found as the second item in level 1.
Nice segue.
Thank you.
But yeah, that's a decent find, the recorder. It's not the most exciting because it only opens up 1 spot in the overworld, but it's something you don't have to worry about in the future.
Yeah, and it also means so you're never going to be dig dogger blocked in any dungeon, so that's also very good.
That's right.
And speaking of super enemies, not only do we have super ropes, we've got super hands.
Yeah, actually the Stalfos also had more health than they normally do, because 1 hit from the white sword would normally take them out, but they were taking 2. So they've got 3 or 4 health.
Yeah, no, this is a nice, interesting see when it comes to the increased bulk on enemies.
Yeah, no kidding.
DJK having a little bit of trouble getting himself lined up for this clip to get over to vanilla level 5. Now, this clip is extremely important in the any % run of Zelda 1, because it allows you to skip the Lost Hills, which you have to go up the mountain ahead and do a bunch of screen transitions. The same sort of concept is applied for the Lost Woods screen scroll, which we may or may not see. And there is the second of the 3 large secrets for DJK. Now, he's only found 2 secrets so far in all Hyrule, and they've both been large secrets.
That's right. That's unusual. He has a lot of money now. It's going to be interesting to see what he does with it, because he's still a bit away from the blue ring. He still needs a fair bit more money for that.
Absolutely. One thing he is not going to do with it, however, is gamble. Instead, he's going to get sniped by a Lionel on the top where the white sword screen is. Normally, there's only one blue Lionel up there, but this is randomizer. So why have one when you can have 4?
That unfortunately was a bit of a gamble there. Seeing the white sword cave protected by Lionels, there's really not a whole lot you can do about that unless you have something like the boomerang.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
and
the banana. That's one of the few situations.
Banana!
That's one of the few situations where that is like the only thing that will save you.
You heard it
Well,
here
the wand
first,
would do it
folks.
too, but whatever.
Somebody other than me praising the banana.
Well, hey, that is one thing in the entire game that it is good for, is that one screen with that set of enemies. Then you definitely want the boomerang. Absolutely. No question.
One thing that jkoper wants, though, is these stupid Stalfos to die already as he's making his way through level 5.
What if Zelda was a girl?
Then she'd be hot.
Oh.
Get it? Grill, fire.
Yes, I do get that joke. We see jkoper come across this bomb upgrade again. He doesn't have enough money for it.
Yeah,
But he has the other bomb upgrade already. I didn't actually notice that.
There's two bomb upgrades in 5.
Oh, they're both in 5. That's why.
Both are in level 5. Yes.
I did not catch that.
So DJK being told to take the red potion and see how far the rabbit hole leads. Then going to buy the 27 hit, and now he's going to look at yourself. So all kinds of troll hints, but he thankfully was able to save beforehand. So he's just going to hit the retry button, and he's not going to have any rupees lost.
Interesting. Did he buy the 51 rupee hint or whatever it was?
I don't believe he did.
That's... Yes, I see that Chad is yelling at us for the bomb upgrade. That was mostly my fault. I'm the one who did not notice that there were 2 bomb upgrades.
I noticed there was 2 bomb upgrades, but there's other things I was talking about that I thought were more important than seeing a second bomb upgrade that at the time DJK didn't buy either one of them, so I didn't feel the need to address it, chat. But if you feel the need to, by all means, yell at me. Absolutely. So speaking of things that I know, and I'm saying that because that's the words I'm being told in my ear, what I know is that those blue Tektites that are guarding the empty tree by level 5, those are teleporting Tektites, and those are never fun. And I also know that jkoper has found the raft as the item in level 5.
It's another item that, well, you're not excited to find it, but at least you don't have to worry about it anymore. That's the best I could say about the raft.
Yeah, it's sort of, it's not a good item, it's not a bad item, it's just sort of an item.
Well said.
And, yeah, and that is the item that DJK is making his way back into level 5 to acquire, and of course he's also going to make his way in there and get one of the 2 bomb upgrades, and if he gets himself, I believe, one more rupee, he will get the other bomb upgrade as well, and that will be a bunch of rupees well spent.
Yeah, that's a +5 bomb upgrade, so he could have 18 bombs, which in the future could be very, very good. For level 9, you want to have as many bombs as you can. That's one of the best things you can spend money on, honestly. Aside from things that you need.
I am never going to be upset about spending money on explosive devices. Although I think one thing that DJK is going to be upset about the fact is that Korea's decided they liked Link for dinner and just made him all sorts of tasty as they kill him with the boomerangs.
You know, I just realized that the Goma has only one eye text is actually the door repair.
Oh,
that's an unusual door repair text. I realized it because I know that we've seen it like several times now.
Yeah, I know we saw it, but I wasn't sure if it was a door repair or if it was just one of the random troll, just sort of community hints that.
Yeah, I had the same
around.
thought. But it must be the door repair because I've seen it several times now.
No, that's perfectly fair. And speaking of things you've seen several times, a bomb is blowing up a wall in Hyrule, and it's going to reveal another take anyone you want, giving jkoper 6 hearts, and now he has the ability to get the white sword item whenever he comes across it.
You're really killing it with these segues today, man.
I've had a lot of time, and you should see the pages of notebooks I have on segways.
Oh boy.
Yeah, no, it's not pretty. I've got 3 screens, one of them just cheesy one-liners and segues.
Didn't realize that you had done your research.
I have a lot of time on my hands.
Speaking of...
Rick,
right
I can
around
tell you right
Segway.
now, there is video of me on a Segway. I've done it once before.
Oh.
I will never do it again. I don't have the balance for one of those things.
Oh yeah, I hear you on that.
But speaking of balance, Merchant jkoper does have the balance to ride the raft, and it's going to lead him to a bomb and bait shop with 22 rupee bombs and 92 rupee meat.
That is the expensive meat, I believe. We've seen the cheap meat, and it was worth
58 rupees.
I was gonna say 57, 58, something like that. We may see one of these two players buy the meat at that price, but instead, we're gonna. Speaking of buying things, we're gonna see DJK pick up the other bomb upgrade.
Yep, and now that's going to put him with a full complement of 18.
Yeah, it looks like he had to grind up for that just a little bit, but I think that's going to pay off. It didn't take him too long.
Yeah, absolutely not. And the other big thing about having all of those bombs at his disposal is exactly what you see him doing right here, is using them to kill enemies. However, both the blue Octorok you saw on screen and that blue mob one did not want to go down in one bomb hit. That means farming bombs is going to be slightly difficult here on the overworld.
That just increases the importance of having those bomb upgrades. For me, in the shuffle enemy HP flag, the worst things that can get more HP are obviously Wizrobes and Dark Nuts. But after that, I think the worst things that can get more HP are like blue moblins, because they're really important to farm bombs off of. And if you have a wooden sword, sometimes they can take 7 hits to kill, and it just takes forever. And you can run out of bombs and not be able to explore the overworld.
Yes, and running out of bombs is never a place you want to be, because we've seen several races decided by running out of bombs, or running out of keys, or running out of both.
I've played several races like that.
No, that's never a good thing.
We're finally out of level 5, which I feel like we've been in this for this entire race, and now jkoper's back to level 2, which I believe he left earlier because he didn't have a sword yet.
Yeah, he had no sword and no bomb, so... But jkoper being back to level 2, are you saying that jkoper's mooning us?
I guess that's one way to put it.
But that is quite the room there in the little 5x2 block there. 8 red dark nuts. So jkoper's going to nope on out of there and move his way into this room with some keys. And thankfully, keys are not super keys in this seat. So we can just kill them and move along like nothing happened.
Yeah, and jkoper, of course, knows that room with the 8 dark nuts in it has no drops. That room can never contain a drop item. And in fact, I learned something interesting the other day, which is that the 5-pair room is what I'm calling it, because it has 5 pairs of 2 blocks in it. There is one room that does have an item in it, a standing item, but it can only show up in level 1 even if rooms are randomized. And it has to do with the fact that there are like rooms that have unique tiles that items drop on, and those cannot switch dungeons. And that is one of the examples of it. It's just a little interesting factoid there.
Nothing wrong with that. And we do have a dungeon there on the coast for DJK. And all we know so far about that is it contains a heart container. It contains container. I'm awful. And DJK might not be able to shoot his eye out with that, but he'll definitely be able to give himself a paper cut as he finds the letter one screen over from that dungeon.
You will finally be able to take the red potion and see how far the rabbit hole goes.
Excellent, excellent. As long as he bewares the Jabberwocky.
Speaking of taking health, I liked that jkoper left the heart container for one room just to check what was in the other room next to it, and then went back for it. Whenever I see a heart container, I just beeline for that thing. Like, I want health.
Absolutely, I'm the same way. I beeline straight for those heart containers.
Of course, you always plan to go back to it, but it made me smile for the moment. Just the thought that jkoper is like, nah, I don't need the heart container. Whatever. Oh, we see the inferior model drop for
And
jkoper, the magical boomerang.
Wisely avoiding it. But wait a second. It wouldn't be a race here if we didn't get this in at least once. And magical boomerang dropping in level 2. Laws, I know you're in chat, so could you take care of this for me? Because I don't want to say it. So DJK has acquired the white sword from level 1 at the same time as jkoper has acquired the Triforce from level 2. So now that a little bit of an advantage in offensive output that jkoper had has now been nerfed. However, the lead he was able to acquire with it might just be enough to put him ahead. However, we do have that bomb upgrade, the second bomb upgrade, the DJK bot, that can also factor into this. So, of course, this is randomizer, so we all know no lead is ever safe.
Yeah, you'll notice that jkoper lost a lot of time in level 2 looking for that magical boomerang. He had to nearly full clear that dungeon to find it. And that could lose him some time, but I kind of expect that DJK might do the same thing. That is interesting, though, because that can take a long time, surprisingly, even level 2. Because especially with level 2, because you have to clear every room, you can't just look for a staircase. You have to actually clear the item drop rooms, so exploring 2 could take a deceptively long time. So if DJK ends up not having to do it for whatever reason, he would save a lot of time. However, because 2 is so easy, you know.
Yeah. So we got a question in chat. Can the ladder be in Niners that prevented? There are certain things that are prevented, Fearless Decoy. Here they are. If you take a look at the bottom of the screen, there are items you see highlighted there. There's the raft, the bow, the ladder, the recorder, the power bracelet, and the arrows. Of those items, only the arrows, the silver arrows specifically, can be in level 9. All of the remaining items have to be in levels 1 through 8 or on the overworld because they have the potential to be blocking items, dungeon entrances, or Triforces. So that is the thing. So any of those items you see on the bottom of the screen, save for the arrows, cannot be in level 9.
That's right. Speaking of not being in level 9, jkoper was in some other dungeon. Was it like 6? I didn't see.
That was that dungeon that was down on the coast that we're not quite sure of what it was.
Yeah, it either seemed like 6 or 4 to me. I didn't really get a good enough look. He did grab a heart container out of it, though, that was just sitting out in the open.
If DJK putting those bombs to use as he has got the Triforce, and I don't think he realizes he got the recorder unless he's going to take a look at this one last room to see if he can find the heart.
Nope, finds the compass instead, which is not going to help him.
Nope, but does go ahead and grab the Triforce there.
I think it's probably worth it to check the last room if you've seen the rest of the dungeon, just to see if it does have the heart container in it, because oftentimes it will. Must have been somewhere else, though.
Oh, look at that! No! It's a 6-heart ladder! Are you kidding me?
6-heart ladder. That is probably not actually going to matter that much, probably, unless DJK does have trouble getting that 6th heart before he needs the ladder. If he gets ladder blocked now at some point, he is going to be furious. And
yeah, but that is absolutely insane.
That is crazy, yeah. jkoper has 8 hearts now, so if he finds that, he should soon, because that's a fairly central location. He will have the ladder, which will also mean he'll have the bow.
Yeah, jkoper's just going to finish up around start, and then he will probably go to Candle Row next. But speaking of being in Candle Row, we have a level in Candle Row, and based on the map that DJK got, I'm going to go with its level 3.
Yeah, I'd go with that as well. Don't need his fancy tracker to be able to tell on that one.
Nope, but it is always nice to have, because just in case we weren't sure. But yeah, I would absolutely 100% think that in this level, because it's a small level, DJK is 100% heart hunting in here.
Yeah, I could see that, actually. Like, I wouldn't normally heart hunt in a dungeon, but I might give it more of thought here, because I would want to have the ladder as soon as possible. Just to prevent any possible... Well, there we go. He got it.
Yep. Or you can just find the heart and not have to worry about it.
Yeah, there you go. He doesn't even have the item yet. That's nice because now he doesn't have to worry about getting ladder blocked in the future, unless he gets ladder blocked here, which can happen because of randomized dungeon rooms.
Yes, but he's not going to worry about being ladder blocked because if he does, he'll just walk on out and go back and get the ladder anyway. And that's right. Being blocked, jkoper takes his raft to where vanilla level 4 usually is, and is rewarded by having to pay rupees for the door repair to an open cave that he had to sail to. Wow, ferry prices are going up in Hyrule.
Yeah, he had to pay exorbitant prices to use the dock. You know, ports are expensive.
I mean, ports are absolutely expensive, but speaking of that, can we call that the What's Up dock?
What?
No, I was making a bad pun. We'll just move on and watch DJK kill these ropes in this swamp.
Oh. So anyway, they're both in level 3 now. jkoper just entered. He's probably going to find that heart. He doesn't need it, though, because he's already got that ladder. Well, no, he's already got enough hearts for the ladder.
Yeah, and he'll come across the ladder as he leaves this, but jkoper actually kills the that room there with the 6-block and gets the compass, so he knows where he's looking, but it's not going to be too big of a deal for DJK because he's also item hunting, and that is a huge fairy that DJK just got in there, and a nearly atomic bomb as he takes out 3 of those blue Garayas.
Yeah, that's a nice bomb there. That's interesting that DJK did not find the compass. He must have passed that room up, which is a bit surprising because 3 has a lot of item drop rooms in it, which means a lot of keys, which are good. So I probably would have killed those ropes in that room.
Yeah, and he might do it on the way back there. You never know. Again, 3 being as small as it is.
Perhaps he was focused on finding the heart first.
Yeah, absolutely. I 100% agree with that. And 3 only having 18 rooms, it makes sense to not have to necessarily worry about the compass.
DJK had a free. Anyway. He had a free 5 repeat drop there. He just passes it up. Just says, "Nah, I'm not gonna walk 2 steps out of my way to get that." jkoper, however, is going to clear out this rupee boss and find the Triforce
along with the item. I don't agree with that one, jkoper. I agree with you not taking the one at level 2, but this one you should have grabbed.
Yeah, it passes up the banana. We're going to see DJK find it as well, for sure. We'll see if he passes it up or not.
He's more than likely going to pass it out.
Yeah, he's probably going to pass it up, but, I'm trying to... Yeah, he does. Okay, well, sorry. Sorry, TG.
Not even mad, bro.
Didn't go your way this time. jkoper is now going to find the ladder here. He does not elect to up A for 250 rupees. Instead, he does pick up the ladder.
jkoper coming across the ladder there, and well, I'm pretty sure I've seen Gargoyles emote more than he did on the ladder fight.
I was pretty pumped to find that. So it looks like jkoper is going back to 1. I guess he did not get the Triforce the first time he entered this dungeon.
No, he did not. He was bomb blocked out of that upper sort of arm area. So that's why he's going back now.
Yeah, so he almost certainly knows where the Triforce is at this point.
He knows it's either off to the right or up into the neck of the eagle, and he's going to go right first because that's where he initially was when he got bomb blocked out. So I like this call. Of course, we also like it because, well, we know the Triforce is there.
Right. It is definitely the right call from our perspective. So there it is. Looked like he was debating there whether or not to check the last room, but he elects not to. Which is good, because that has a compass in it.
Yeah, the game likes to do that, to show you the Triforce in the very next room. Hey, by the way, here's the compass.
Hey, idiot, you're going the wrong way. Take this compass.
Yep. Turn around, turn around, turn around, like those racing games you used to play.
Right, right. It's very passive-aggressive.
Now we've got jkoper making his way back down the coast. Looks like he's going to that question mark level we saw on the coast.
Yeah, that's possibly what he is doing now. We still have 1, 2, 3, 4 dungeons left to find. Is that right?
We have found levels 1, 2, 3, 5, and whatever this bubble pop pink one is.
Yes. And this appears to be 4, so we found 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All the difficult dungeons are still out there to be found, however.
Yes, and the interesting thing about this is, well, we've already found the ladder, the bow, the raft, and the recorder. So the only 2 items left to find that we really need to find, quote unquote, are the power bracelet and the silver arrows. So this means we might have a nice deep dive through level 7 or 6 potentially to get some silver arrows.
Possibly, we will see. We don't know for sure if the power bracelet is required, of course.
No, but it wouldn't be a seed with TGE doing commentary if the power bracelet, the recorder, or the raft wasn't required. We already know the raft isn't required, so that just leaves us with the power bracelet and the recorder.
That's right.
And we also leave a room full of whiz robes to find an item room here for jkoper level 4, and the Bubble Pop Pink Dungeon rewards him with just a heart container.
That's another heart container. This does
mean, however, that Magic Sword might be on the table for jkoper.
It's very possible. He's doing very well on hearts so far. He did not take an early candle, so he's taken only heart containers from Take Any. And he has gotten a heart container in almost every dungeon he's explored so far.
And jkoper getting the compass, so now he knows he just has to turn around, and every now and then he'll find a Triforce.
Hey, moron, you're going the wrong way. Turn around.
Yep, didn't we just say that?
Yeah, I know, right?
I can see why he noped out of that room.
Yeah, I see why he didn't take this on originally, because this is a difficult room. But fortunately, he has a nice surplus of bombs, which he can use to safely take these out.
Yeah, there's nothing safe about a room full of whiz robes and fireball statues.
Gets a really good bomb in there that takes out, hits 3 of them.
Yeah, but that blue whiz robe getting all kinds of frisky in the door with the merchant.
Yeah, I really like how the blue wizard sometimes get in that doorway and just do a little shimmy.
That shimmy that bomb did to kill those 3 blue wizrobes was definitely impressive, and that's going to lead jkoper to another shiny triangle piece.
That was a very efficient bomb use in that room. He has plenty left over after that.
Yeah, absolutely. That was an absolutely brilliant use of explosives there by jkoper.
Now jkoper is going to head over and pick up the bow, I do believe.
Yep, and that's going to make things a little bit easier, especially because, arrows are fairly inexpensive in this seed, a paltry sum of 61 rupees.
I would definitely expect that he's going to buy the arrows after this, which I think is absolutely the right decision. Because you don't know when you're going to find silver arrows, and arrows help you with Pole's Voice a lot, and Goma's.
Yeah, because you never know when you're going to be Goma blocked either.
Yeah, and that could happen pretty frequently, so it's best to get arrows now. I do not remember where they were, though.
Let's see, Arrow Shop. I believe there was an Arrow Shop that was at the Letter Cave up in the northeast. Well, unfortunately, my dreams of having items required. Recorder is not required, so we might have to only be hoping for the power bracelet. And jkoper using the letter here at the forgotten spot.
That's
interesting. You gotta pick up a blue potion there now. Definitely, the blue potion is the right call due to how expensive that red potion was. But I question the usage of the letter this early in the seed, because now the old woman or whoever it was has seen the letter, they're gonna constantly be talking to us.
I kind of get it, because he has only the green tunic right now, so having a potential one-time use to refill his health is useful. And he only bought the blue potion, I would guess, so that he could still buy arrows, perhaps? Because I'm kind of surprised he didn't just buy 2 since he was there already, but he can wait on that, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely. So both runners now have acquired the bow as BJK makes his way to the coast. And jkoper did a little bit of cleaning up there in Death Mountain, but was not necessarily rewarded for any of his efforts. So now we're going to take a look and see, because again, we've still got levels 6, 7, 8, and 9 to find. So it's looking like we might have one of those cases where we're going to be able to find one more, and then we get some power bracelets to explore.
It's possible. It's possible. It's also possible they're just all in Death Mountain. I've seen that before.
Oh yeah, true. There's been a lot of just sort of random clumping when it comes to levels, but then again, this is a randomizer, so random clumping would be, expected.
It is expected.
See this randomizer. That's like those cat litters you used to buy and hear about on the TV. You know, they'll clump for you. All you gotta do is scoop it out.
Well, we see jkoper in a. I believe this is a new dungeon. Yeah.
This is a new dungeon. This
looks
feels
like
a whole lot like level 6 to me.
Or 6? I think it's 7. That's a 7. Yeah, so we're in
that is definitely
here.
a 7. Yep.
I didn't see where he entered this.
This is, I believe, cave 1 to the west of the screen where you would head up to Spectacle Rock normally.
Oh, yes. So that's one dungeon in Death Mountain. 3 more to find after this.
Yeah, absolutely. And this could be, again, a very interesting dungeon because we're still looking for a bunch of stuff, and that's a very keyly timed clock there for jkoper, as he's going to be looking around this weird-shaped room, or this weird block room, for some items, perhaps, kill some dark nuts, who knows?
I'm a bit surprised he left that room without killing all the dark nuts first, but he may have other plans here.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell what someone like jkoper is thinking, because his thinking face, his excited face, his sad face, and his angry face, they're all the same face.
Indeed. And he did need to restart there to get some hearts back, because that's going to be an interesting thing in this dungeon, with such a long dungeon, and with only green tunic and a few hearts. And he does not have the arrows yet, despite this being a Pool's Voice infested dungeon, which is a bit unfortunate. Oh, and this room with the 4-headed Gleeok and the shutter door. Let's see jkoper's Gleeok fighting skills put to the test here. He's doing fine so far. Hasn't taken a single hit. You can see that it's just really got the timing with this Gleeok down. He knows when the fireballs are going to come out, and he sidesteps them before they really start to come out. And he gets by it just fine.
Yeah, that was a nice Gleeok fight there, and the may not have been rewarded with anything as a drop in that room, but the good part is, because Gleeok has the boss flag, it's dead, it's never coming back, end of story.
Right. The bad news is that blue dark nuts are here.
Blue dark nuts are always bad news.
I'm actually a little bit surprised that he's electing to try to take these out. This black floor room is only about a 50-50 chance to have an item. I believe it's exactly 50-50 if I recall. So it may or may not pay out, and it's a difficult room to do.
Yeah,
I would probably leave it until later.
Yeah, the one good thing about rooms like this, these open black rooms as they were, is there's nothing in the way to be an obstacle. So you can just sort of sit there and move, and you have full maneuverability. So the only thing about having a group of dark nuts or wizards in rooms like this, the one advantage you have is, again, that full maneuverability.
Yeah, on the other hand, you can often use obstacles to kind of buffer yourself from dark nuts, because they'll go around and you can like stand on one edge of the block and stab them from the other side with no threat of them turning around and hitting you. So the open room can be a little bit of a curse and a blessing, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's one of those things where in a game, especially in a randomizer, where you can get so many trolley rooms, such as this 5-set room that DJK is making his way out of, that to have a little bit of a break in a room where you can just have open maneuverability, it's a welcome reprieve.
And this circle moat room is a lot easier because you can just stand on the water and dark nuts cannot touch you.
Yeah, and those are always great. And that's the other thing I love about things like this sort of randomizer tournament, is you learn all kinds of crazy tricks. And there's been a bunch of things that we've seen that you definitely would not see in a regular run of Legend of Zelda. Some of the things that come to mind, of course, are using the ladder to avoid dark nuts. My personal favorite ones, though, are in rooms where you have blocks like this and you have wall masters and bubbles, is to clip into the blocks to avoid the bubbles while still being able to kill the wall masters, and then using things such as a screen scroll to unlock a door that was potentially unlockable. We did see that in at least one race as well. So that's right. The thing I love. And of course, we also have the find of the infamous key clip, where
the key clip.
The key clip found by Cananophone. That was amazing. Was it? Yeah, it was Cananophone, wasn't it? Anyway,
Cananophone's the one that found it.
Yeah.
RC Drone is the one who performed it in the tournament. That's a really interesting glitch because it's so rare to see a new glitch found in a game this old, but the reason is because I don't think there are any circumstances where you can actually do it at all in the original game, let alone do it usefully. And Randomizer is the only way to set up circumstances where that glitch would actually come into play. So that's really interesting.
No, it really is. And this level 2 is treating DJK like an internet troll, or more specifically, like Jam's chat likes to treat me. So not having a good time here
jkoper is in huge trouble here with this Manhandla. He had 3 hits. He took out 3 of its heads, and then it just went crazy, and he is down to 1 heart. That was a tough break for jkoper there. He was deep into 7 too, so he's going to have a long ways to backtrack to that room.
Yeah, absolutely. But and then that's actually a good thing for DJK though, as anytime jkoper dies and has to re-explore a large dungeon such as the 33 rooms of torture that is level 7, that gives DJK a chance to catch up. However, if he keeps
oh no, this Manhandla dude is too strong.
Manhandla too strong. This is actually
I'm gonna get you.
I'm coming for you.
Oh god,
this is crazy.
Oh, this freaking Manhandla dude.
Yep, and I do just want to inform everybody that every time Merchant Link dies, a Manhandla gets a new set of heads.
Man, well, this Manhandla has at least 12 heads now. Because he has died twice. Also, just to look at the other screen for a moment, DJK did end up having to full clear too, because I believe he is also looking for the item. Which, I'm not even sure he's found it yet.
He has found the room it's in. It's in the swamp room right below where he is.
Yeah, he is going to be disappointed if he finds that, unfortunately, because he has opened up almost all of 2. No staircases in 2. Pushed on that block. But
that's a huge find for jkoper there. He just got a non-community hint. He got a helpful hint saying Garia grumbles with the red candle. He's in level 7, so he now knows he can just go right to the Triforce and not have to item hunt. That was a gigantic find, as it's going to mitigate the rest of him having to search through this dungeon.
Yeah, that was basically as good as finding the red candle itself, because I do not imagine that jkoper is going to spend any time looking for it. Also, must be said.
Did you see that? Did you see that? He took the superior model. No.
Oh, he took it.
Yeah.
Oh, he took it. I didn't see that. I missed it.
He took it.
Oh, he took it. He thought about it too. Oh man, he made a conscious decision to pick that sucker up.
Oh, I know I'm supposed to remain unbiased as a commentator, but I am firmly on Team Koper now.
No, you could absolutely be biased. You have every right. Well, speaking of jkoper, he found the Triforce in 7.
Good job, Koper. Good job.
Also, by the way, red candle in 7. Red.
Bird.
Wow, those blue Lionels really behaved for DJK there, going to the White Sword Cave, and they do not have that much health. The White Sword took them out in 1 hit, it looked like. Unfortunately, it wasn't really worth it, so whatever. Man, DJK is breaking all of the norms here. He has both the magical boomerang and the book. That is not something you see every day.
No, going full-on meme percent here, which, you know, I'm not going to complain about meme percent. I'm just going to complain about the way he's playing the meme, because he picked the wrong one.
He passed up the banana earlier. It's important to remember that. He passed up the banana, but took the bloomerang.
Yep.
That's an interesting choice.
And speaking of taking things, we have the option of taking blue and not blue things. jkoper opted to take the not blue thing with the heart container, putting him up to 10, which means Magical Sword is officially in play.
What is not officially in play currently appears to be levels 6, 8, and 9. Where are they? We have seen almost all of Death Mountain now. We're clearing up the last few spaces here.
I don't know. This is very, very interesting. I'm hoping we get.
Oh, here's one.
There we go. We got something.
This is
six.
I love these blue Lionels, by the way. They just collapse when they get hit by the white sword. It's great. I never see that.
So what you're saying is they're kind of like paper tigers?
Yeah, you could say that.
Well, well, we've got a stairway into the belly of the head of the dragon from the tail of it here for jkoper, and that stairway to the head of the dragon leads him to a head of another dragon, an Aquamentus.
Yeah, it gets his key back there for using a key. This is another nice Guria set. Super easy. A lot of them, though.
Yeah, we've already seen the mandatory 1 required Wizrobe dungeon, so that is also good.
Yes.
The runners are hoping that they only get the other required one as level 9, and they don't see Wizrobes in level 8, because Wizrobes in level 8, not fun. No. Wizrobes in level 7, not fun either, no. But, you know, since we know they can't be there, we'll take what we can get.
8 can almost be worse just because 8 has so many shutter doors. So it's possible to get locked in with Wizrobes a lot in 8. And you don't want that. If you could avoid fighting them, then that's, you know, it's okay. But when you're stuck in the room with them and you have to fight your way out, that's just, ugh.
Yeah, never fun having to fight your way out of a room full of Wizrobes. It's also never fun to have to fight your way out of a room full of scary Gibdos, but DJK does just that, is rewarded with a key as he makes his way through the Chevy room and onto the weird-shaped room, which is going to be guarded by 5 red Dark Nuts.
I don't know. I think fighting Gibdos can be fun. They just kind of run at you, and you can just like use the red candle and just watch them run to the fire over and over. I think that's pretty fun. They're pretty harmless. Not very smart.
Well, yeah, I see that Gibdos just want warm hugs being written in chat. So what you're saying is they just want their mummy?
Ugh. So jkoper he has the compass now. It's going to be interesting to see whether or not he decides to dig 6. Because we know I think he has to, and the reason is because there's probably a power bracelet block dungeon at this point. Because we still don't know where 8 and 9 is, and there are not many spaces left. Which means that the power bracelet could very well be in 6, and it could lead to something. Besides that, there's also the silver arrows, as well as the red ring, which he would love to find right now with this green tunic still.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I would look for the item. I think he's doing that.
Oh, he absolutely has to look for the item here, because even if it's not the power bracelet, he's still searching for silver arrows as well. And searching for silvers when you potentially still need the power bracelet, you know, either way, whether you find that or or silvers.
Yeah, that's my point, is that if you're just looking for the silver arrows, you could pass this up right now and go to 8 and then see what you get there. Because you might just find the item right away. It might just be silver arrows. You could even go to 9 potentially. But with the power bracelet still a find, there's far greater potential that you're going to need the item in 6 anyway. So you might as well just bite the bullet and do it now.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is about that time in the tournament or the race here. So for those of you who showed up later might not have been paying attention, Jam, this is for you as well. I'm going to give you a quick recap of what we've seen for items so far. We started off with level 1 containing the white sword and the recorder. Level 2 contained the magical boomerang. Level 3 was Lord Banana. Level 4, the heart container. Level 5, the raft. Level 6 contains the wand. That's 2 items now that have been in their normal spots.
I was not expecting that.
No, not at all. Level 7, we know from a hint, contained the red candle. Bow was the ladder item. Book was the Armos item. Ladder was the white sword item. So that leaves us with 4 spots available. We know that the power bracelet is guaranteed to be one of the items in level 8. That leaves us with 3 items remaining. Those, of course, being the red ring, the any key, and, drumroll please, the silver arrows.
Ugh. What a group of items to have left to find. So, interesting, we do know now that 8 will not be power bracelet blocked. It's going to be one of these last spaces in Death Mountain, I think. I think that's all that's left.
Yeah.
So it might be this one right here. Here it is.
Here it is.
Hi, we're in level 8 now.
And jkoper's definitely going to be searching for both items in here because...
Oh, yeah.
1, 9 might be power bracelet blocked, and 2...
I think it is power bracelet blocked, actually. So I think we've seen every other space. Is there one more?
Yeah, the
Oh,
one
there's one
final
more
space
space.
to check on Death Mountain is 2 away from where we are. It's that
That's right. That's right.
the bomb hum that goes down that lower sort of ladder. That's usually, you know, it's a pain because there's usually things spawning on the ladder and yada yada.
Right. So we've got an 80% chance of a power bracelet block 9. And even if it's not, the other items remaining are worth looking for, I think. Not the magic key, I would say. Not at this point, because he has 9 keys, and that's probably plenty. Red ring, though, is absolutely worth it.
Speaking of worth it, Goma guarding that compass is worth it for DJK, as he now knows the direction he needs to head as he delves deeper into the depths of the demon.
Unfortunately, I don't think he knows about the red candle yet, so it's going to be interesting to see if he spends any extra time looking for it. Oh, the meat block! The meat block!
Might be required, however, I do want to implore anybody who has a subscription to Darkwing, that was a meat block with the phrase "Taste the Rainbow." So can we get some DWD rainbow meat in the chat if anyone's got it, please?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if that ends up being required. It's possible that it's not. If you go left, up, and right, then it might not be required. But that could very well be a true meat block.
There we go.
Just an old man doing some karate back there.
Yeah. The chat give me some love, though, with the DWD rainbow meat. Thank you, guys.
Very nice, very nice. It does actually turn out that you can go up and around, so the meat block was not required. But
and Triforce.
And he is doing exactly what I thought he would do and pass it up. Going for those items. We could see one here. We do. It is the power bracelet.
One of the 2 items in here, and definitely something that jkoper is more than likely going to need, unless, of course, the screen 2 over from him contains level 9. If that's the case, then wow.
Yeah, it is still possible. But I think that's going to be a required item. I have a feeling. Now, it's interesting to see if jkoper explores the other item. I am of the opinion that he should, but I would understand if he didn't.
Well, at this
point,
point,
it looks like he is going to do it.
At this point, he's got 1 item left to find here in 8, and then 2 to find in level 9. Level 8 is going to be significantly easier to explore than level 9, and he's already got a good portion of 8 taken care of.
Yeah, so. Especially with this Gorilla set, with the wand and everything, this is going to be a pretty quick explore. And that will reduce his dependency on hoping for the silver arrows in 9, which is good. So it's better to just go for it now. He might get the red ring, which would be incredibly helpful.
Yeah, none of the other items are going to be something that he's going to be disappointed to see. Of all of those, the worst one for him to find, of course, is going to be the magical key. But even then, it just puts a whole lot less worry onto his back. So
he's lost to that before. So,
yep. DJK now has found his way into the room right above the Triforce in 7. He just has to kill these red dark nuts, and he'll be on his way with his... Well, what is it now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... It'll be his 5th shiny Triforce piece? Yep.
It's interesting to know that DJK is well behind in hearts. Which, I mean, that's not necessarily a big deal, but it could be.
No, and another big deal is that DJK is opting to not take the Triforce and dig through 7 to find the item. Now, given the knowledge that he has, and of course there is the any key, so
red ring, silver arrows, and 9.
Both in 9, where they usually belong. Wand in 6, magic boomerang in 2, red candle in 7. Are we sure we randomized this?
Yes, because the power bracelet was an 8.
Fair enough. But yeah.
That's surprising, though.
Yeah. I don't disagree. There we go, magical key. Disagree.
Don't diss those keys, man. They're good.
Nope, this is 100% all keys, so I don't disagree with DJK searching through 7 here to find the item, given the knowledge that he has.
He has explored most of 7 by now. Unfortunately, it's in the part of 7 that he's not going to, so it's going to be a full clear 7 for him, more or less. But you can't predict that. It just happens sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now we're going to see if 9 is in this last location on Death Mountain. It is!
Oh, Oh, wow!
Wow!
The troll power bracelet!
The dungeon clumping is real in the Northwest. Holy cow. That is incredible. What's also incredible is this dungeon palette. It is hurting my eyes.
Oh, this is better than usual. Normally we get the bubble pop pink for level 9.
Oh,
and,
I think that's
my
easier.
god! 6 blue wizrobes and a spiral
Yeah,
staircase.
check this.
The
awful
troll is
room out.
real.
With the green tunic also. But he
However,
makes great use of those bombs. But this last blue wizrobe gets him twice, and he is almost dead.
Yeah. Now, interesting.
And wait,
I like that from jkoper. By exiting the room, he's going to set it so that there's only one blue wizrobe left, so he can up A, get his health back, and only have to deal with one of those god-awful enemies as opposed to, 6 of them.
does that shutter door normally close on you if you go back to that room like that?
I believe so.
That's odd. So actually, if you go back that way, you have to reset, because the shutter door is closed.
DJK now has found the item, and he's going to be severely, severely disappointed when it's just the measly little red candle. And
He doesn't even bother picking it up, and that's fine.
Nope, and gives himself the, why did I just do that? Point the finger gun at my head and sort of like, I just ruined this for myself.
jkoper finally, he's almost, there he goes. He gets in that staircase, and it's just a passageway. jkoper? Did I say jkoper?
We have Paratrooper and jkoper. There we go.
Whatever.
There's your commentary team for the next tournament, everybody.
Whatever.
Cooper and Trooper.
I mean, I can see it. jkoper and I have worked together in the past. At SGDQ, we were on the same team for Zelda Randomizer race. We took second. Jam beat us with Scavenger. So
So you lost the Team Bearded Flex.
Yeah, we did. See a shutter door here. Let's see if this could be Zelda. You guys can't hear this, but Jam is just absolutely losing his mind over here, and I love it. It's
Yes.
so funny.
Yes, the amount of giggling going on in our ears right now is worse than a schoolgirl on summer vacation.
Yeah, I don't even know what Jam's laughing about.
So we have another key find there for jkoper when he doesn't need them. And oh, shoot, everybody! This is a horizontal shoot room guarded by Patra, so committing patricide in that room is going to be a little bit difficult. But jkoper, he is a man of the masses. Room. It looks like he is going to contribute to everybody's favorite Hyrulean pastime.
That wand is going to come really in handy here. Wow, that Patra, wow, he just barely threaded the needle on those little Patra guys there and did not die. And he's alive, and he gets a fairy drop. That was really convenient for jkoper. That could have gone much worse. Just to clarify on something, when I said I was at HDQ and raced Zelda 1, this is just in the practice room. We were just having fun. We have not gotten Zelda 1 Randomizer into GDQ yet. It'll happen someday. Jam is still giggling over here. Again, you can't hear this, but to you guys, this sounds like a completely sober commentary right now. But over here, it is just giggle town over here, man.
Yeah, unfortunately, though, that room that jkoper in was absolutely drunk, only offering him one way in and out. So he's going to have to go back to the double river room and bomb his way left to continue his exploration of the skull.
Having that high bomb count is really coming in handy here. I really hate those rooms in 9 where they're one way and you can't get out. Except the way you came. Yeah, you just use 3 bombs, you're just like, well.
So DJK now making his way into level 6, and he's already found the staircase to the other part of the dungeon. However, clips it the first time and gets knocked out by a gel. So he's going to have to clip it a second time and take out his frustration on said gel by absolutely splattering it. He doesn't just stab it, he smashes it with the flat of the sword, creating a giant puddle of goo in the middle of the staircase.
That's gross.
It is, and jkoper actually emoting a little bit as the wizrobe decided it really, really likes the way merchants hug.
Yep. We're probably going to see DJK hunt through 6 here, only to find the wand. And that's unfortunate, because he does have some catching up to do. jkoper is making great time on this seed. considering where all the dungeons were stuck all up in the northwest there,
Yeah,
he's making very good time.
yep, so we did just find Ganon's room there. Unfortunately, it was just the room and not the pig himself. Not that we want to find the pig at this point, because we're still looking for a way to kill the pig.
That's right, and actually, I've forgotten to turn up his volume here to see if we can hear Ganon, so I'm going to do that.
Yep. So we now have jkoper making his way through an NSU room into a fireball room with some 3 blue Wizrobes, 2 orange Wizrobes, 4 fireball statues, and an exit to the right. The exit to the right is telling us that Wizrobes guard the compass, which is never something you want to see, because you want to kill as few Wizrobes as possible. However, again, another potentially committing patricide there. Nope. As patricides, it's tired of being killed. It's going to commit merchantside instead.
Yes, exactly.
Although, speaking of all kinds of sides like that, maybe if Ganon just committed regicide, we wouldn't have to worry about having to kill him.
Well, that would be committing suicide.
Well, no, Zelda's also a princess. That's technically regicide.
Zelda. Yeah. Well, that would be bad. Then we wouldn't be able to beat the game.
Well, then you just have a new game.
Thanks.
And then you just have a new game, because Link is the hero of time. You just have to go back in time. But anyway, we're getting off on a tangent here as jkoper is killing some Zols here in this fireball room, and is rewarded with a key he does not need.
I believe we have not heard Ganon yet. So we're still looking for all 3 things here. We have not found the silver arrows, we have not found Ganon, we have not found Zelda.
What we have found, though, is piles and piles of death.
Yeah, there's a lot of tough rooms in this 9. That spiral staircase, the shoot room, the Patras, just everything here is bad.
Yep, and DJK getting the sail not to save the princess, and after he's already sailed twice and knows he doesn't have to sail. So the 2 dungeons left that DJK has to find are 8 and 9. He's going to find them both up here where he is. The one thing to keep in mind, though, is that he still has to go back down to where the coast heart usually is, and that's where level 4 is. So he has to go all the way back there, and there is not a good way to get back there through reporter or other means. So that's going to put a huge, huge damper on it. The only good thing about this for DJK is once he gets out of level 8 here, he can absolutely whistle back here, which is going to bring him to 9.
Yes. That is going to take him a long time, though. He does have some catching up to do. However, there's still potential for an upset here, because jkoper has not found anything in 9 yet. Though he's about halfway through it. Still got quite a couple of big sections here to go through, though.
Yeah, of course, he just seems like we see him going through the same 4 or 5 rooms over and over again, because, well, he is going through the same 4 and 5 rooms over and over again, because every time he starts to make progress, the enemies in 9 are like, you shall not pass, you will not go after our boss, nope, 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 nope.
This time, I believe he's able to he gets through the Patra that killed him before, only to find nothing really special. Bit unfortunate there, but he's going to backtrack and probably try to go a different way, I guess.
But first he's going to take out his frustration on this Patra and again be awarded with another key. Something, again, he doesn't necessarily need. And there's no necessarily about it. He doesn't need. No,
he does not need it at all.
And for those of you playing the Hyrulean slot machine, Triple Bar was an 8 tonight, so go ahead and proceed to the window to collect your winnings.
I heard jkoper talk about something he was having a problem with, which is that the frames per second on this emulator are not consistent, and therefore the Wizrobes kind of go invisible for a little bit sometimes, which is a real pain. And actually, I had this problem myself. So these Wizrobes are tough to fight, even tougher than usual.
Yeah, and making Wizrobes tougher to fight, definitely not what you want to see.
I mean, they're already bad enough, yeah. Gets a timely bomb drop there. He was getting low. He's back up to 6, which is good. Unfortunately, he's back down to half a heart, which is bad.
Yeah, just going to opt to up A yet again. and continue making his way through the beginning of level 9, as DJK has come across the any key, which is going to give him from the 8 to the upgrade of A, and technically A is not a numeric value, but A stands for any, so we're going to forgive it.
Yeah, like I've said this before, but I always thought that the A stood for 10, like hexadecimal. So I was like, oh, I have 10 keys, and it just counts as infinite. But that's absolutely not the case. You could actually have 10 keys. It does not display as A.
Well, speaking of crazy amounts of keys you can have, as we're seeing the same rooms being explored here by jkoper and DJK, well, I mentioned 3.0 randomizer. I could have screenshot of somebody with 23 keys from that, so you think 10 is a lot?
Yeah, I've never seen 23. Probably the most I've seen is like 16, I think I've seen before.
Well, I've watched Fred do testing, so I've seen 255, but that doesn't really count.
Yeah. That dirty hacker. Why do they even allow him in the tournament? Jeez.
Yeah, I know. A double, I believe it's 255 is the maximum amount of keys you can have, just as it's 255 is the maximum amount of rupees and bombs that you can have. Now that is because that is the maximum amount of limitations you can code into this type of game, so that's why. Yeah. And things like that are the reason why your 100% categories do not count consumable items.
Yes. Speaking of consumable items, jkoper just got a motherload of bombs here, and he really needed them because he was getting low again. But now he is back up to his max of 13. That was extremely timely.
And again, we see a third Patra here. This is a little bit different. This is the spiraling Patra, not the expanding one that we've seen. So those are technically two different Patras coded into the game. So you'll notice he's having a little bit harder time killing these little floating divots as opposed to the other ones, because they technically are two different Patras, and the little flying orbiters are technically enemies. The eye itself is the boss, so that's why they actually get coded to have different amounts of HP.
And he gets taken out by those orbiters, unfortunately, just outside of a staircase, which could be the staircase that has the silver arrows, or the red ring, which he would really need here, too.
Yeah, red ring is going to be absolutely huge for jkoper. And up-aing again as he walks into the spiral staircase room and immediately takes the FU beam from the blue Wizrobe. And speaking of taking things, we have DJK taking the power bracelet from inside the depths of the lion that is level 8. So he is now going to be making his way back to the Triforce room. And then the last place he has to go is level 4. Once he gets into 4, he's going to, again, get the heart container, because it's more than likely going to be on his path to the Triforce, and then has to make a decision of whether he's going to gamble on the silvers being in 6, which we know they're not, or the silvers being in 9, which we know they are.
Yes.
So I just realized something here. Between jkoper having the emulator problems with the Wizrobes being invisible, and me saying that the Wizrobes have an FU beam, does that mean the Wizrobes are John Cena?
I don't watch wrestling and don't understand your reference.
Well, because you can't see. Anyway, forget it. Moving on. We have some gels being killed by jkoper, and he's back into that Wizrobe room again. So it looks like he's going to be trying his luck a second time at Patra in the corridor staircase.
Yep.
And DJK has found level 9.
But he does have to go back for the Triforce in 4, unfortunately.
Unfortunately?
Oops. Yeah, DJK using the bow there instead of the whistle. It's not what you want to do. You cannot transport yourself by firing the bow. Unfortunately, the staircase was not a passageway. jkoper elects to just leave it immediately. I'm a little bit surprised by that. He might be checking this room. Another Patra barely dodges it and gets out of there. And he does go back down the staircase now. I imagine he just wanted to see what that one room was before he commits to going to a new location. And this will take him to the southwest, which is the part that he hasn't explored fully yet. Or at all, I should say. We'll probably find Ganon pretty soon, because there really aren't that many places he could be at this point. Possibly see another staircase here in the reverse C.
And DJK opting to take the potion as opposed to the heart container in the Will You Be My Valentine room. And Unfortunately, he's not getting a Valentine from jkoper's not getting a Valentine from level 9 as he's just found another hallway.
Yep. Could have some luck here, though, in this double block room. Which are very unpredictable, especially with randomized dungeon rooms. You never know if this is going to be a staircase or not. But it was not. It was a drop room.
Of the double block rooms, there are 11 total double block rooms in the game. Only 4 of them have staircases.
Oh!
And red ring! Not the item
go.
jkoper was looking for, but it's absolutely going to help. And gets the swag crotch sword as he picks it up as well. So the merchant now has a very, very nice new tunic color. That's going to absolutely help the sort of dying problem that jkoper has had.
Given the difficulty of advancing through this 9 with jkoper's items, finding the red ring is almost as good as finding silver arrows, in my opinion. Because he still hasn't found Ganon or Zelda either, but having the red ring is going to allow him to stick around and actually clear 9 this time, as opposed to having to go back to the start and dealing with the blue Wizrobes Pyro thing and just, ugh.
So DJK is at half a heart here, having to avoid all the fireballs in this like room, only to be rewarded with a big fat pile of absolutely nothing.
And unfortunately, we do recall that the Triforce is in this room right here with the fireballs and the Wizrobes. He is going to find the compass and then be extremely scared and or disappointed.
Yeah, so he is unfortunately going to get sniped by a fireball, which means he's going to have 3 hearts as he makes his way through the rest of this. So more than likely, he's going to escape that room, go get the heart container that we found in the item room, get the compass, have to come back to this room and realize, oh crap, I've made a horrible, horrible mistake. Why did I agree to do this?
I also want to point out that it seems that we have both of the reverse C staircases in 9 this time. Normally the other one is in 7, but it seems to have been shuffled into 9, and we see both of them here.
Yeah, well, there are only 3 reverse Cs in the first quest. 2
and
of them
here's
have
the
staircases.
Here's the third reverse C, the one with the drop in it.
Yep, and the third one has the drop.
That's crazy. So this is not going to be a staircase, or is it? Wait, did I mess up? This one is a staircase. Maybe the other one is a drop.
Either way, messing up is something I do all the time, so don't worry about it. Just get him out of the way.
Yeah.
I mean, heck, there was the one race where I kept calling every level 4 when the last level we found was level 4, so believe me.
Of course. But that was stairway. He left and is going to explore the rooms around it again. And this is interesting. We have a single block here, which very well could be a staircase.
Yep, 3 single block rooms in the game. 2 of them are staircases.
Yes. This one is.
And is it the staircase to heaven we're looking for? It unfortunately is not. It is going to be a staircase to some other location in the dungeon, though. And speaking of other locations and dungeons, DJK has found the 8th and final Triforce piece he needs. So now the question remains, is he going to gamble on sabermetrics and go to 9, or is he going to go back and dig to 6? I also would like to point out that one single block staircase led to the other single block staircase.
That's great. That's great. I really like the term sabermetrics, by the way. That's really good.
Yep,
a little bit of a baseball reference there.
Yep, I am so stealing that one from my from Laws there. So shout outs to Laws for that one.
I'll have to look at the score of the baseball game right now.
Last I knew it was 4-2 my Sox over your Mariners.
Yes, that is the case. They have 2 in the bottom of the 8th, but this is not baseball commentary, so that's enough of that. But there's a little bit of a rivalry there going on because we're both not watching baseball. Instead, commentating this.
And DJK getting enough money here to get his blue ring. So that actually is going to be gigantic.
I would definitely buy that for sure, because you don't know when you're going to find the red ring ever. So you want to pick this up right now and just have it out of the way.
Now, it's a very interesting move there by DJK to opting to not know necessarily if that was going to be a secret or not, but take a look at it anyway, gets rewarded, and then is able to go and purchase the blue ring from up in that shop that we were talking about. He's also going to, since he's up here, he's also going to take a 20% gamble on the magical sword. I really want to see it be 10 hearts.
Oh, that would be great. jkoper is in serious danger here now. I wonder if he still has that potion. I don't remember. If he does, I would use it right now because he is hurting. He's also very nine right now. He does have it. I would use it.
So now we've got a whistle to level 6, and DJK opting to gamble on
going back
6.
into 6. I understand this decision. He has half of 6 explored right now, but unfortunately, I was thinking about it. What is he
taking a long
here?
time to contemplate this decision.
You're here. You might as well do it. I mean,
you've already committed at this point.
Choice. Yeah, it's not that bad a choice. It's just not going to pay off.
Yeah, it's always funny when you see choices like this where having all the extra information that we have, we're like, no, don't do it. But when you're sitting there in the shoes of the runners, and you've been in the runner's position before, so you definitely know this.
Oh, definitely.
Knowing the information you have, it's just one of those things where it's like, okay, this is the best choice, and no, not all 3 reverse C's are in 9 because there's the third one here in 6.
Yes. Oop! I just lost both streams here.
Well,
okay, no, I got jkoper back.
In that case, I will cover for you here for a second. Speaking of seconds, we have our second spiral staircase room filled to the brim with horrible, horrible Wizrobes, and jkoper does manage to take care of all of the Wizrobes in this horrible, horrible spiral room, and is rewarded with 1 door opening to the south. And that is the silver arrow. So it looks like we have a magical staircase situation to find these silver arrows. So now that we've got that, we can continue on our pig hunt. And DJK is getting the item in 6. He has found the wand, so now he can make his way over to level 9. And jkoper still has a decided advantage as he already has the most important item, these silver arrows.
That's right. You know, I've had jkoper's sound on the entire time, and I got him back, by the way. I have not heard Ganon yet, which is surprising because he's explored a lot of this dungeon. Yeah, I think I only see 1 room that it could be in on his map there.
What is... Okay, yeah, that makes sense, actually, because you can just 2 screens away. So DJK opting to go ferry up real quick, and then he is going to make his way into 9. So this is actually very interesting, as Paratrooper was mentioning, is jkoper has cleared out about 75% or so of level 9 here, and we haven't heard Ganon or seen a shutter door that hasn't opened. This is interesting.
Oh, there it is.
We didn't hear it because Patra was guarding the roar.
Yeah, and it is possible to hear it through Patra's roar, but it's very hard for me to do it on this end, so...
Yeah, so we've already got our first of 3 hits there. There's our first of 3. First of 8 hits. That's 2, 3, 4. Stun lock achieved. 6, 7, and... Oh, no, not quite the last one.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
There we go. Ganon taken down by jkoper. And now, of course, we've got to find Zelda.
Yeah, and there's not too many places she can be at this point.
Yeah, so the one good thing for jkoper here is because he's already killed Ganon, he can just sit there and machine gun silver arrows to kill everything that is potentially killable by them, which in this case is mostly just likewise, but just machine gun absolutely everything.
Yeah, he doesn't need that money. He has plenty of arrows anyway, so... So he's going to make his way to the center of this dungeon where Zelda must be lying.
But what DJK needs is one of those fairies in a bottle from Link to the Past, because he is dead and has to start over from the beginning again.
Yep. Oh, I saw that shutter. I got excited for a moment, but that is not Zelda.
No, jkoper, though, is going to be killing these Wizrobes, which from the looks of it they are extremely, extremely beefy here. So it seems like what we were talking about in the open was true. All of the enemies you don't want to be beefy in this seed were beefy. Blue Moblins, Blue Octoroks, Red Wizrobes. So everything, this is definitely a putt seed with all of this beef.
Yeah, I didn't see how much. I think the Blue Wizrobes are normal at least, but yeah, you don't. I mean, the Orange Wizrobes aren't too bad, really.
Yes, but wow, jkoper nearly full clearing all of level 9 here. So this is, he's got to be pretty frustrated at this point.
Zelda
and DJK
must be
also has to
imminent.
be frustrated with the amount of deaths he's taken in the first 4 rooms of level 9.
Yeah, even with the blue ring, this is a tough 9. Oh, here we go.
There she is, Zelda indeed. So jkoper is going to be finishing first here in this race. Just wait for the dot done. And he's going to finish the time of 1:24.37. That is a first place finish for him. So he is going to be moving on into our magical final 4, 6-ish, we haven't come up with a name for it yet, presentation. And he is going to be taking on the creator of the randomizer, Fred Coughlin, or F. Coughlin as your username is. As you want to call it. So that's going to be quite an interesting matchup to look forward to. So hopefully we can get jkoper in here for a little bit of a post-race interview. While he gets that set up, though, let's continue taking a look over at DJK's side as 5 Zols and 4 Fireball statues meet him here in this bottom of one of the tooth rooms.
I just want to point out that with the merchant, when he rescues Zelda, Zelda still says, "Thanks, Link." She doesn't have different text for the merchant. Fred, you gotta fix that. That's an oversight.
Yeah, it's
poor merchant's not getting his due.
Mm-hmm. Well, what if the merchant's name is also Link? You don't know this.
Well, I guess that is possible. Could be like the Goron in Ocarina of Time that's also named Link.
It could be. It could be. But speaking of things that are named, these Wizros are named Trouble, as DJK is getting surrounded by all 5 of them as he's sort of just camping out in the door. One of the few times you're going to see any game where camping is a good thing, because most time camping first-person shooters, you just want to go find that person who's ever doing it and just bang them over the head with your rifle butt.
This, fortunately, is not a first-person shooter. So camping in this doorway is going to be definitely the safest way to take this out.
And again, the big thing to point out here that for those of you who might not necessarily know the tricks that you've seen, the screen scroll tricks, those are some of the more harder end tricks, but here's a nice little trick that you can use even in your own casual playthroughs. And this grid room is a great way to take a look at it. You see how there are lines on the floors here, these grid lines? If you actually stand on those grid lines, the beams from the Wizrobes, the red Wizrobes specifically because they spawn on the whole tiles, they will not be able to hit you at all. So that's a nice little hint you can do there for fighting red Wizrobes, is stand on the little half lines, those grid lines, either vertically or horizontally, and the Wizrobe beams will not hit you. And speaking of things that will not hit you, hopefully he doesn't get hit by this last blue Wizrobe as he ventures in a little bit deeper into the room after getting a heart, rewarded with the map, and says, "Nope, I do not need that."
No, he's got his nice tracker that's taking care of 9 for him.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you just fine, jkoper.
Cool. I don't think I've been in voice chat for a few days or something. So
It's working fine on
all
our
good.
end. So just ask the first question immediately. How about that 9?
no, the 9 was fun. I mean, I feel like that first room gives me a huge advantage in this race right here, because I have a lot more experience fighting Wizrobes and dodging Wizrobes and whatever, you know. So that's quite a gatekeeper right there for the beginning of 9. I could imagine that he might not have successfully got through the first room, possibly his first time in. I don't know. I almost didn't.
He had the blue ring and full hearts, so he was actually able to get through it a lot easier. But it was really entertaining, though, to watch your tactics dealing with that room. It's unusual for 9 to railroad you into a difficult room like that early, because usually you have 2 ways to go. So that was really interesting to see that.
Right. Oh, it looks like he just found Zelda. That's cool.
Yeah. This 9 had a lot of difficult rooms in it. It also had that shoot with the Patra. Just a lot of inconveniently placed Patra rooms.
Yeah. At least the expanding Patras were very low HP.
Yes.
But the other ones had higher
White Sword
HP.
just shredded them. Yeah, that's true. The 2 different types of Patras actually randomize their HP separately. So the expanding one could be weak, and the spiral one could be strong, and that happened here.
not to interrupt, but I do want to point out that DJK did manage to successfully traverse that spiral staircase room yet again. But again, he is going to have to deal with this room full of wizrobes and takes another beam right to the face. That's awful.
And he didn't do the trick where you reset that room so that you only have to deal with one of them. Is that right? By not killing the last one, then you guarantee that there will only be one when you enter later.
Yeah. I mean, as long as you don't leave the dungeon.
Right.
That's exactly what I was doing. But that also depends on you not leaving the dungeon. So if he did that and then left the dungeon to get another potion or something, then, they're all going to come back.
Looks like he's going to whistle out of here to fill up his hearts, probably. Which, fortunately, he can use the recorder to do pretty quickly. Or he's going back to 1. What is he doing?
That's...
Yeah, this definitely feels like a heart hunt.
So I just had 10 hearts too, right? I think.
Yes.
And I guess he checked the magic sword at 10 and it wasn't enough.
I can't actually remember. Did he check the magic sword?
He did. It wasn't that. And Paratroop, I'm not sure if you caught that in the chat there.
I did catch that.
You can get the bragging rights taken care of because your team did come back and win.
Yay! We're game over 500.
Yep. So if I can go back to Zelda now.
Yes.
This is the first race I've called years in a while, jkoper, where you actually had an early candle. So what's up with that?
What? I still bought it. So
True. It was just one of those weird things. I'm like, wait, jkoper has a candle? We're 5 minutes in? I'm not used to this.
It's not that I put off getting a candle. I just get one when it's convenient. And I would prefer to buy one generally. Actually, the thing I would prefer to do is find the white sword and then get the candle from the sword cave, but that doesn't happen very often.
You got half it, though, because you did find the white sword early.
Yeah. Oh, did I ever find the wood sword?
No, you did not, but we did because DJK found it. It was in Vanilla 6.
Vanilla 6, okay.
That's right, you never went back to the grave area.
That would have been one of my next stops had 9 not been where it was.
Yeah, it was interesting from our perspective because the place you found 9 was the last space that we had not seen aside from the power bracelet spots. So I had speculated that 9 would be power bracelet blocked, but then it ended up being in that last space.
Yeah, and I also, I think I had a sail knot hint on this one. I don't remember.
Sail knot hint was in level 6, one room above the Triforce.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
And I do want to point out that, unfortunately, 11 hearts also not enough to get the magical sword.
Yeah, very unfortunate.
He needs to get more bombs somewhere, too, if he can.
He does actually have both bomb upgrades, but...
Which were both in level 5.
Right.
Or you could just kill a couple of blue octopox and get 8 bombs and be good.
So I did a race before this one to warm up, and this is the second race in a row where both bomb upgrades were in the same dungeon 2 rooms apart. Oh, wow, look at that. The double bomb drop right there.
Yeah, that was really convenient there.
Yeah, he's definitely searching for that last overworld heart again. He is bound and determined to get that magical sword. According to his tracker, he has 1 more overworld heart to find, so that's why I'm bringing that up.
Yeah. So...
Does it say that? I see 4 hearts.
I bought just 1 potion, figuring it'd be a good safe play, considering I thought this would be a race to play safe in. But then I figured, based on the price discrepancy, I wasn't sure if there was going to be anything I'd want to spend money on. So I figured I'd try to save a little money, and I would probably be running into more potion shops because they pop up all over the place, and I still had a couple more dungeons to find. But it just turned out that I didn't run into another one. So I would have bought another blue had I ran into another potion shop.
Yeah, I was speculating about that. What, did you ever buy the wooden arrows? Because I was expecting you to do that.
No. Oh my god. It drives me nuts when people bomb there. Like, you not care about your bombs.
Yeah. But yeah, I kind of imagined that you might buy the wooden arrows with that money, so I wasn't sure. When you didn't buy the wooden arrows, I wasn't actually sure what you were doing with it.
Well, I don't. Did I see arrows? I don't even remember.
I don't know. Maybe you didn't. I knew that they were out there. Like I knew the price of them and everything. They were about 60.
Maybe I did see them. I don't know, but they weren't very common in the shops. I know that.
They weren't. I think they may have actually been unique.
You would have seen arrows because they were in the same shop you bought the candle out of.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, that shop this seed was candle, arrows, and blue ring.
Oh, yeah. I remember when I bought the candle, I was like, oh, if I had a little more money, I'd just buy arrows now. But then I didn't have that money then.
Yeah,
so,
and then you never got arrow blocked, so it didn't matter.
No. I mean, that's sort of unlikely anyway.
Kind of.
Yeah, this is one of those interesting seeds where there wasn't really any big blocks at all. There was no power bracelet blocks, no wrath blocks, no ladder blocks, none of that. The seed itself was just sort of trolley with 4 dungeons being up in Death Mountain.
I was hoping for the bait block in 8. He was in a nice combination there.
Turned out to not be required.
Too flexible of a layout.
Because I don't believe DJK has bought the bait yet.
No, but he did manage to make his way through level 8 just fine without it.
Yeah, no, I confirmed. I walked right around the bait guy, basically.
Yes.
All the doors opening and stuff, one way or the other. But
what was the ladder? Oh, sorry, go on.
I was going to say, what was Greenleaf's response to skipping the boomerang?
Well, your response to skipping the boomerang, not nearly as good as my response to DJK purposely picking up the magical boomerang in level 2. I made some sounds I didn't know I could even make.
He picked up both the magical boomerang and the book, which is an unusual strategy.
Yeah, so I have some thought that picking up the book early is kind of nice when you don't have a candle, because if you find the wand right away, then you could, and it does happen, where you can actually open some burn bushes with the wand. But that's just a very marginal advantage, because it usually takes time to set that up and stuff, and then
right. I mean, you have to hope for the wand and everything.
Yeah, but then at the same time, if you want to use the wand for anything, like, killing Patras, then it's going to be really annoying.
It's worse. Yeah. I don't think it's worth it, honestly. You just need to find a candle either way.
Yeah, it could depend on the flags and stuff.
Oh, sure.
In this setting, it's probably not worth it.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, I really enjoyed the ladder as the white sword item. DJK found that with 5 hearts and was unable to pick it up. He had to come back later for it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was, I don't know. I was pleased to see that, I guess I could say.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a very timely find, especially the bow on the coast there.
Yeah, so unfortunately, not to interrupt, but that spiral staircase room with basically the entry point here into level 9, giving DJK all kinds of problems right now.
Yeah, your prediction that this would be advantageous to you, jkoper, was correct, because DJK has died a lot here, and he doesn't seem to have a better plan for this wizard room. Except to just wait and then go. And this time the Blues Roserbs parted like the Red Sea there and let him through.
Nice. All he's got to do is do that every time. So if he walks up a little bit upon entering the room, they should they should generally move in an upward pattern.
Right.
And then maybe you can go below them. It's a very sensitive thing, trying to manipulate them to walk by. But there are lots of possibilities.
Also,
Man, so
a very,
Zelda's right there, isn't she?
Yeah, Hill's right there. And also, a very sensitive thing is the fact that DJK only has one bomb to play with right now.
Yeah, I was going to say, it was a bit unfortunate he had to use like 3 of his bombs there to take out those Ghost Rogues, because he needs those.
That troll staircase, though, that's great.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Brings him to the room he just left. That's awesome.
Huh. I guess I was done taking staircases by the time I found those.
Yeah, I think so. I think you found every other staircase except that one.
It sure felt like it.
Yeah, you definitely didn't take those stairs because you were looking for Zelda at that point. And you had.
That's kind of funny that it was so close to the start, and that was like the only section I hadn't cleared.
Yeah, that's kind of bizarre. You could find Zelda really quickly.
I don't even.
One quick question that Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, you're quiet.
Yeah, no. One quick question I wanted to ask is, after you killed that Patra in the corridor staircase room that was right before Ganon, did you know Ganon was there when you came back after finding the arrows or not? Basically, the room that you see DJK in, right?
No, I could hear Ganon to the left of Ganon.
Okay.
So I already had him narrowed down a long time ago. When I first went into the shoot room to the left of that rooms to the left of Ganon, the horizontal shoot, I already knew that Ganon was either 2 rooms right or 1 room right and 1 room south.
Right.
So I was avoiding going into Ganon's room for a while, so I didn't have to up an A or whatever. But then after a while, I just decided to take a chance and go one way, and I went into that room, which was just full of wizards and stuff. But I already knew for sure where Ganon was at that point. So.
Yeah, I missed the sound cue. I was listening for it, but I didn't hear it. So I was like, where is Ganon? Because it took a while to find him. But of course, you're looking for the silver arrows, so.
Yeah, I don't know that I would have heard him through that Patra. I don't know if my ears were that accurate tonight.
Yeah, I actually was trying to listen, but I didn't hear it. But I was commentating at the time, so it was a lot harder. It is possible to hear, though.
Yeah, but it's weird because sometimes the Patras will roar a little differently. I don't know if it depends on the room layout or something.
Yeah, no idea.
But man, I couldn't even tell you how to get back to the silver arrows. I think they were. I think they're in this a little right of here, a couple of columns maybe.
I've long forgotten where the silver arrows were, actually.
Me too.
I really see the wand here.
This was Red Ring, I think. Right
yes, this one was Red Ring. And actually, while we are waiting for arrows to be found, I do want to ask one more question about the tournament here, jkoper. By winning here, you're moving on, and you'll be facing Fred in the next round. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, it's a privilege to play against the creator of the randomizer, for sure. Fred's someone who, a year ago or so, he was one of those people who was, toiling away, trying to, get sub 40, sub 38, somewhere in that range. But his Zelda skills keep getting better and better, probably with all of the testing that he does and stuff. So I think he's much more of a formidable opponent than he used to be. Did he give up? No, he's still going. Okay. I saw him pause there and I was like, what was he doing? Must have been thinking or something. Maybe looking at his map.
So we do finally have a silver arrow acquisition by DJK. Now he just has to make his way back to Gin so we can kill the beast and rescue the princess.
Does he still have a potion?
I think he's still got both of them. I don't think he's used any of them.
That's good in this case, I guess. Huh. I guess he can maybe take these stairs right here, and then he would be able to take another staircase from there to get back towards the Ganon's area. I'm not sure that's...
Yeah, I don't
That's
know
true.
if he knows where
Oh,
Ganon
grab that
is.
heart, man. You got 1.5 hearts. You can't just leave that thing sit there. Yeah, so if he goes down twice from here, I think. I don't know if he can go directly down, but then that staircase goes to Ganon.
Ganon's in the northeast, right?
Yeah.
He hasn't been to that section yet.
Ganon is going to be in the column underneath the dash, I believe.
Did he not go through the spiral staircase yet?
I don't recall.
I don't believe he's out of the...
You think he'd have to check that a long time ago because, well, he must have at least gone in it to see if there was anything there because, I mean, if the arrows were there.
Arrows. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you talking about that spiral staircase in the first room when you enter?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he went through there initially.
Yeah, because that takes you 3 rooms away from Ganon. Like, you go... Ganon is 1 room right, or 2 rooms right and 1 room down from where that staircase puts you out.
Yep, so that is going to be our first potion use here from DJK in this Patra room. And it looks like he's going to be trying to make his way... was going to be trying to make his way back to the staircase he had taken earlier, it looks like. That one in that corridor staircase that Patra guarded.
If he goes down from here, either way, then he'd be in good shape, but it doesn't look like that's where he's heading, so I don't know where he's planning. Oh, poor guy, picking up the book.
Yeah, this is hard to watch. All this fire everywhere.
It's only hard to watch because he didn't pick up Lord Banana.
And he did not get hit. He just killed a Patra with the wand and a beam sword. He might have ran into a flame once, I'm not sure, but he did not get hit by the Patra, that's for sure.
Yeah, that was actually some very, very impressive fighting there with a sword and book wand.
These stairs are going to take him pretty close to Ganon now. He should find him.
Assuming he has
shoot. The
shoot. Yep, shoot.
Forgot that was in the way.
I think this level needs more shoot rooms.
Well, with 3.0 coming up on the horizon, you might just get your wish.
No, I think Fred is going to minimize that. There's already people complaining about too many repeat rooms in the custom dungeons.
Yeah, there is an abundance of black rooms in the dungeons there.
And I would much rather see like more either custom rooms or rooms that are in the game code but not used than have a bunch of more repeat rooms.
Are there rooms that aren't used in the game code?
Yeah, there's a few.
Interesting.
You gotta look at the TCRF page for this game. It's pretty interesting.
It'd also be interesting to see if we could use second quest rooms, because there's a lot of really interesting room layouts in second quest that you don't normally see in
for
first
sure.
quests. Yeah.
I don't know why he wouldn't use those.
I imagine he would, yeah.
Yeah, my favorite of the second quest rooms is the that room where you have to push. You have the one, basically the columns, the 1 quarter wide, and you have to push the block and push any direction. You have to actually make your pathway through it. I love that room.
Wait, the column.
The room where you have basically there's a one column wide path that you can take up, down, and left and right. Everything else has blocks in it, and you have the one push block. And you know what I'm talking about now, right?
Yeah, the one that there's like 8 of them in level 9.
Yes, that one. And speaking of being 8 of in level 9, there's been about 8 or more rooms filled with all of these deadly, delectably delicious Wizrobes that DJK is having to fight. And unfortunately, Wizrobes have been getting the better of the encounters so far. But it looks like revenge is going to be happening as DJK is making short work of these Wizrobes as he is making his way back through the single block staircase to the other single block staircase.
At least the blue ones had a little lower HP than usual.
Yeah, but it looks like the red ones are beefed up to the max. It looks like DJK is going to be opting to take this reverse C staircase wherever it's going to lead him. Now, I don't necessarily remember where this went, but hopefully it brings him somewhere closer to where he needs to go than where he currently is. And Justin, this isn't a brutal 9 for DJK. This is just a brutal 9 in general. Let's be honest with this situation. And he makes his way into the spiral staircase room, where he's going to have to kill a couple of blue Wizrobes. By doing that, he will unlock the path to the south, which should eventually unlock the path he needs to get back to Ganon.
I think there are several ways to get back to Ganon, but so he hasn't found Ganon yet?
I know that he has, based on what we've seen. I just don't know if he remembers if he heard Ganon or not.
Yeah.
Or if he remembers the way to get back there.
I mean, I assume he tracks 9. I don't know, though.
Yeah, he's got his little tracker up there, and he definitely has 9 tracked. I just don't see a marking for Ganon on his tracker, but this is the staircase he needs to get to.
Yeah, that's something that's nice about taking every staircase, is that if you've been in the room before, then you know you've taken the staircase. I guess makes it easier to remember.
Right.
But oh man, that's a interesting time to use that potion.
Yes, that is going to make things very interesting as we get into this Ganon fight, because we're going in with all 11 hearts, well 10.5 hearts now, and no potion, but we have finally found Ganon. So let's see how DJK can do against the Lord of Gerudo Valley. We've got our first 2 hits as some fireballs come raining in. There is our 3rd hit. 4, 5. Looks like we've got a stun lock. Nope, just 5 hits. We still have 3 more left to go here on Ganon. That is going to be our 6th hit, 7th hit. There is our 8th and final hit. So Ganon is finally down. So now it's just a matter of making our way back to Zelda, which I believe DJK does know the path directly to. Unfortunately, we still have more Wizrobes we have to kill to get there. And getting a, pardon the pun here, a timely clock to kill this room full of red Wizrobes and make the path to Zelda ever more clear. Taking out his frustration on those Zols and Keese with the silver arrows. Just has to avoid this Wizard, but plenty of hearts here to get through, and that is going to do it here. We have got our finish to this race for DJK, as he is dunning with a time of 1:53.04.
Okay. I was a little confused about the 9 layout, but I'm good now. So, cool. Well, it's just... Sorry.
No need to apologize there.
I was just a question in my chat, and that doesn't make any sense to anyone other than my chat, so I didn't want to do that.
No, that's perfectly fine. We all do it. I mean, I get to make comments to Dead Air Jam all the time as he's whispering sweet nothings into my ear.
Guys.
Hello, Dr. Jason. How are you doing after that monstrosity of a level 9?
I'm doing good. Congrats, jkoper.
Thanks, Jason.
Yeah, GG to both of you.
It was a rough one. Oh man, just getting into level 9, getting past the first few rooms was just terrible.
Oh man, I didn't look at your response to my question to you at the beginning. Ever said you had a head cold and upset stomach. Are you feeling better now?
Yeah, I'm okay. I've been homesick for the last 2 days, but I'm probably good enough to go in tomorrow. So yeah, I was fine for the race.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, you and me both. Actually, I'm also battling a head cold doing commentary here. So sorry if I'm a little sniffly.
That's quite all right.
Where'd you go on vacation?
I went to Puerto Vallarta, Mexico.
Yeah, I mean, so were you not feeling well a lot of the time while you were there?
Yeah, both my girlfriend and I got sick, I think, like, on the flight over there, so we were battling with a head cold. And then I think we ate or drank something maybe on Friday, because it takes a couple days for food poisoning to kick in, but both her and I have had an upset stomach since Sunday. I mean, I even went and, like, got Pedialyte last night because I was risking, like, I didn't want to get dehydrated. Mexico's a dangerous place if the cartel doesn't get you, the water will.
Yeah.
No, actually, just kidding. Puerto Vallarta is a gorgeous place, and everyone there was super friendly and nice.
Hey, it's not as dangerous as that level 9, right?
No, definitely not. Oh my gosh. Did you end up getting the magic sword?
No, I had fewer hearts. I had 10, I think.
I tried at 10. I went back in level 1 and got another heart.
Yeah, we were watching.
I was so desperate.
I have no idea how many it was. When you get the, I don't know what I was going to say. I feel like I had the magic key sort of early. Or
You get the magic key
or something.
Yeah, you get the
Yeah,
magic key in 8.
Yeah, it was late.
It was late?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So-
Both of you went to 8 very late in the game.
Well, considering where it was.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so
All those dungeons clumped up.
I have to be the one to ask here because, it's me and it wouldn't be me without asking. What was up with grabbing the magic boomerang in level 2 there?
I mean, it was there. Might as well get it. I spent so much time looking for the item, and then it's like, well, all right, I'll grab it real quick because I actually used it once to pick up a heart, so it came in handy.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So I made back my time, I think. Although actually, if you count all the time lost shuffling through the menu to switch back to bombs, I probably actually hurt myself pretty badly.
That's what I was surprised why you took it after you passed up the boomerang in 3.
Yeah, but the boomerang in 3 was down the stairs.
Sure, it's a little bit out of the way.
Overall, I don't think that the seed was that trolly. I maybe spent too much time in 5 and 7. I full cleared 7, and it was just a red candle. I don't know. There's always that risk.
I was on my way to looking for the item in 7, and then I got the hint for the item, and then I aborted.
Oh.
So, yeah, there was a hint for the red candle inside level 7.
Oh, wow. I must have not paid attention to that. Must have not hit that room.
I don't think you ever saw it.
Okay, must have been one of the last few rooms.
Yeah,
Wait, there were a few that...
I did,
Terrible.
where the red candle was, yeah.
it was up
Yeah,
really
but 30 rooms, 33 rooms, who's counting at that point?
I think you mostly just lost time on the fact that silver arrows were in 9. You had to full clear a lot of dungeons to get the items. Going back into 6, unfortunately, didn't pay off because it was the wand.
Yeah, although that wasn't a lot of time, unfortunately. It was
No,
pretty
the
close.
wand did help a little bit, so there was that.
Yeah, 6. It was tempting to skip the item in 6 at some points, but it was too easy to go through it. So most of the dungeons were pretty easy, I think.
There were a lot of good items left at that point too. So
yeah, exactly. Unfortunately, probably the two most helpful ones were in level 9, but
Yes.
Yeah, as is intended by the original design. I suppose I owe this Fred.
Yeah, there were a lot of items that were in their original dungeons in this scene. The magical ring was in 2, the one was in 6, the magical key was in 8. Both the
Red
9
can-
items were 9. The red candle was in
Candle
7.
was in 7.
Yeah.
huh. Didn't even think about that too much.
Yeah, I mean, it's a random thing, whatever.
Right, exactly. You'd expect that to happen sometimes
Yep, exactly.
when you play several hundred of them.
Exactly.
Oh man, I didn't sleep very much last night. I was not sure if I would be in good shape for this race, but I think I did a fairly good job of remembering things. I know one time I burned the wrong bush on one screen. I don't know what else I might have done that looked really stupid, but
Yeah, it seemed like it went all right for you.
what's
You're up
that?
against Fred. Oh, wait, you said
Yeah,
it looked like you did all right.
Yes.
But, you're up against Fred next, right?
Yes, I am.
That should be a fun one to watch.
Yeah. So, Jason, I know we'd always like to do better, but considering you took down 2 top 10 opponents in this tournament, you have to feel like this was somewhat successful for
Oh
you.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that match against was it Unos?
I think it was Error, the one you're talking, where you got sub off.
Error. Yeah, where I
Yeah.
got sub-hour. Yeah, that one made me feel really good. And then making it to the top 8 was really good. It was better than I expected to do. So yeah, I'm very happy with my results in this. I didn't expect to be able to beat you or Saver. So I pretty much, it went better than I thought, and then as expected towards the end. So thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, congratulations on having a great run in the tournament.
Yeah, and thanks to everyone who has helped put this on, all the casters and facilitators. It's been a really fun tournament. I haven't gotten to watch nearly as many of the matches as I'd like. Just I have a busy schedule right now, but it's been great playing in it, and I probably wouldn't have played nearly this much if it hadn't been for the tournament. So I'm very grateful.
Yeah, thanks, Jason, for playing. Hope you can be in the next one whenever that happens.
Absolutely.
All right. In that case, any other further comments from